we just took one of those barred bus rides from where the Mae Klong Markets are, and this is what you're seeing here. So I'm guessing these are the floating markets, are they? All little boats. So let's see how busy this is in 2022. Just going to take a couple of photos here. And
Wow.
yeah, let's go and have a look. Yeah, it looks like a whole bunch of little markets along here.
But everything there because COVID and no toilet, more toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we come back, we will have
ข่าวดีสำหรับคนที่กำลังมองหางานวันนี้บริษัทเอสติกอุตสาหกรรมเกษตรจำกัดผลิตน้ำกะทิกระตัวและน้ำมะพร้าวกระป๋องเล็กจัดกิจกรรมจูเบ
I have no idea what they're selling there.
ตั้งแต่เวลา 9 โมงเช้าเป็นต้นไป
But yes. Okay, let's check out these markets. So am I. Maybe we'll go food hunting. Find some breakfast / lunch together.
Yeah.
This is sort of like the entry to the floating markets we've just come in. I think it looks like that's where some people may have been cooking at one point. Selling some t-shirts, some oils. And what's here? Again, some I'm just going to take a photo here. So let's go up here. For some reason Ian wants to go onto the other side here.
Take your picture.
A picture? Ah. Okay, wait. Alright, let's stop this. You can see the markets here. We've just entered the floating markets. And look at the big, what they call the crocodiles of Thailand. The big goanna there, slowly crawling. And there's his friend
Oh,
climbing up the top there. I guess they're going to try and hunt down and see if they can find some food. But there you go, you've got all markets all the way down there. Seems to be a bit more active than the other ones we went to. Some different hats. And here, I'll just have a quick look in here. And here you've got various markets with clothes, food, and all sorts of things here. Yeah. Okay, so we just crossed over the bridge, and as you can see, there's big sort of goannas there in the water. There's another bigger one somewhere. I don't know where he's gone. I think he was swimming up there somewhere. looking for food.
ลุงกินข้าวอ๋อร้านอาหารฝั่งไหนเยอะ
Gonna get some fresh coconut juice. Got a bit of a walk. Little kids' t-shirts. So these markets at a lot more busier than the other floating markets that we actually went to. As you can see, there's a lot more to buy here, a lot more to see here. So if you're coming out to the railway tracks, the Mae Klong Markets, railway markets, if I'm predicting it right, then these are also worth a side trip to the floating markets by the looks of it, because there's a lot open here from what I can see. I just got to track down where Anne is, and then I'll continue the film. So just give us a sec and I'll turn back on the camera in a minute. So got my coconut juice. It's always delicious and fresh. I think they're trying to get us to go on boat tours, but we don't really have much time for that today. So clothes, various things, bits and pieces, umbrellas, eggs. So yeah, you got a variety of stuff in these markets, and lots of restaurants opened here. I should point out, this is quite a large market. Seems busy down there.
ร้านอาหารเจ้าสำราญนั่นนะมีทุกอย่างเลยสี่แยกคำสินนั่นเลี้ยวขวาน่ามีทุกอย่างเลย
อ๋อแต่ไกลนิดหน่อย
นี่ไงเลี้ยวขวาสี่แยกแม่น้ำใหญ่เลยลมเย็นสบายด้วยมีทุกอย่าง
I have no idea what they are. All your different fruits. So you've got more variety at these markets. What are these markets called, honey?
Marong market.
Mae Klong Markets. Floating markets. I don't know what they are, but they look interesting. Give me a video hoping slurping, because I'm drinking my coconut juice at the same time. Hold this for a sec. Go back? Yeah. Okay. Right, nowhere to eat there. That's what you want. What? Crocodile. Crocodile. Gee, I haven't eaten crocodile. I haven't eaten crocodile since I was a teenager in Northern Territory, in Darwin.
Oh my god.
I just finished this. Wait. So we're going to go back over this bridge, see where it takes us. They're getting to see people go out on tours. Not sure where those tours go, probably just a tour of the river. Probably not as crowded on the water as it once was before, but there's still plenty of markets and restaurants open for eating and buying different items. Here we go. Name of the markets. Sorry. That's cool. Just gonna go back for a sec. I don't know what Anne's looking for. I think she's looking for a particular type of food. So you can see these floating markets are also a lot more busy. Could be more well known too than the one we went to. looks like you got some fresh seafood here. So we're coming into all the restaurant areas. And they look pretty busy in here, which is a good sign. The fact that there's a lot of people eating here. There's your tour boats you go out on. Fish balls, hats, more restaurants.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you can sit wherever you like, my dear. I'll try anything. Do you want to try seafood? We can. Yeah, I have got to be. Oh, desserts, little treats. I've got to be a little bit careful what I eat because a few weeks ago in Bangkok here, due to an infection maybe of something I ate. I just switched to my iPhone because the GoPro has a habit of overheating. Oh, this looks like a nice place. Very sort of atmospheric. Can we sit here? Ah, so we're going to sit here and eat on the river. Yeah, or rice if they have it. So just finished dinner. There's a lot of things there we haven't actually looked at. Don't know where she's going now. I think she may even be booking a boat tour. I'm not sure. So you can get some coffee over there. Got the markets here. But yeah, there's a lot of different stuff to see here at the markets. Why don't I got a follow up? I don't know what she's booked us on, but we'll find out soon enough. Looks like we're going on a boat tour. Looks like we've just been booked onto a boat tour by Anne, so here we're going. I don't know where this boat tour takes us or what it's going to show us. We're going to find out soon, huh? As you can see, these are all the markets from the water, and we're going up and down. The other tour boats. I generally recommend if you can't swim too well that you shove on a life jacket. The other boat cruise we set on, it said please put on life jackets, but there wasn't a single one on the boat. But yeah, so this is a different look at the markets. bench there, the tables they have right on the water. So you can order your meal and just sit there and watch the boats go by like we did. And our meal was under 200 baht. We had a couple of noodle soups and some fried rice and some Pepsi. Yeah. But you can see the markets are behind us. And there's Ed. Well, let's see where it takes us. I'm just going to turn off this camera just for a while. Like this river's a lot bigger off the floating markets than we wanted to go before. Not sure where they're taking us, but well, it looks like it'll be an enjoyable cruise, or relaxing at least, in this heat. There's a temple of some sort. Not sure if we're stopping there. Ah, looks like we made
นี่เดี๋ยวเรือจะจอดได้ไหว้พระเป็นวัดแรกนะครับผมอันนี้ก็เป็นวัดภูมิรินทร์บุรีทองนะครับผมนี่จะเริ่มเป็นวัดแรกนะครับก็เดี๋ยวเรือจะพาไปกันทั้งหมด5วัดนะครับผมวัดที่5เป็นวัดท่าบางกุ้งนะครับครับอันนี้เดี๋ยวสิ่งของอะไรที่ไม่จำเป็นครับวางไว้ด้านข้างเรือได้ครับวางสิ่งของจำเป็นแล้วมีค่าขึ้นไปนะครับครับซึ่งที่ระบบถอดและผ้าเป็นด้านหลังนะครับเอาเวลาขึ้นเราได้ไม่ต้องสะดุดนะครับ
looks like we're stopping here to check out the temple.
ใส่ถุงร้อนๆเลยจ้า
It's funny, they're taking touristy photos, but people have got masks on, so even if you buy them, you can't see yourself anyway. What's this? More traditional house. Traditional design. Thai design. And the little boats. Traditional boats. I'm assuming the purpose is this temple. I mean, why they stopped us here? Looks like we're just going to go in and look at this inside this house here, traditional house, and then we might check out the temple behind us. Looks like it's still under construction, a lot of things. Might have to take shoes off. I see why. It's a temple area. Just take a quick walk around up here. I guess these are more like artifacts. They're all encasing. Like different traditional sort of dance things, I think crowns for some of their traditional dances. Again, these are interesting. Little bits of religious icons, oils. And I'm not sure what's inside here. But it's starting to rain. Huh. Let's see what's in here. This is Okay, so what I didn't realise about this boat tour, it's basically a temple tour. So it takes you to 5 temples on the river. And so I'm walking into another temple, but if you expect things to be on time, it's not going to be on time. Like you'll say, how long is the cruise? And they'll go, oh, we think it's about this. And but enjoy the cruise. It's a nice river cruise. As you can see, there's nice scenery around you. But don't expect the people to be on time. Like I think everyone was in the boat at the last temple stop, and we're all sort of waiting. And these 2 stragglers just decided to go on a little bit of a shopping spree. And so you're going to get people like that occasionally on the boats that aren't really too considerate about the rest of the people waiting once everyone's finished. But yeah, that being said, let's take a bit of a look around this temple and see what we can see. You always see the statues like covered in these gold leaves, some sort of religious significance. Like even the body of the monk we saw the other day, he was covered with some of these gold leaves on his body. And I should ask Anne what the religious significance is. But if any of you know what the religious significance of the sort of gold leaves that they put on these statues and that are, please leave it in the comments, because I'm still learning about this culture as I walk around and explore. I won't go inside this temple, but I'll stand on the outside and just sort of film what's in there. As you can see, there's a sort of large Buddha statue in there. But yeah, if you go in these places, you've got to take your shoes off. So I won't take my shoes off here. But you can see it's quite beautiful, and like with all Thai temples, the architecture is just amazing, and so is the design of the Buddhist statues. And at these temple locations, yeah, I'm noticing they are selling some drinks, some really minor snacks, but not much really. Oh, what's Anne doing? I can see her on the other side there. I'll just follow her over. Again, more of these sort of prayer areas. Fairly open spaces. Again, those sort of traditional sort of houses which we saw in the last location we stopped at. And again, these facilities do have toilets, but you know, when you're travelling around these sort of places, I always say just in case, carry toilet paper in your bag, because you just never know. Because some places that you stop at have got like traditional toilets where you got to squat, others have Western style ones, and there's places to wash your hands. But even in here, the toilet paper's on the outside on a roller. One of the streety dogs coming to say hello. Don't know what he was doing in there. Well, hopefully he went into the right toilet. But look at that temple. Like with all the temples, they're always colourful, sort of gold, just beautiful. Doesn't matter how many times I see these Thai temples, they're just always amazing in their various designs and beauty. Just going to take a walk up to the water here and have a look at it. Looks like there's tourist buses here and everything for people coming to see these temples. So this river tour is literally just stopping across all the temples along this sort of river. I think they said 5 temples in total. Actually, to be honest, I had no idea I was going on a temple tour. I didn't even know I was going on a river cruise. I just come here to the markets just to walk around, and walks up to a ticket booth and goes, hey, okay, boat tour, let's get in. I went, oh, okay. But it's good. It's always worth coming on these boat tours because you get to see different parts of Thailand. And I think it's the Mae Klong River, Mae Klong or Mae Klong River, this one that we're actually standing on at the moment. And I don't know where all these branches and trees are coming from that are floating through the water. But yeah, it's a big sort of river. And there's a lot of people that live along the river here. And yeah, the lifestyle's very different. Like you'll see like really rich people's houses on the river that are done up really nice. And you'll see more traditional houses. And you'll see some quite poor derelict type houses that are falling to pieces. It just all varies depending on where you go along these sorts of rivers. But still, always worth a stop. And you just never know what you're going to find in Thailand. You just got to go around, explore, take it easy, not be too stressed. And don't get too bothered by things, because if you try to think like a Westerner when you're out here, just forget it. You're just not going to survive, because the way they live here is totally different to us, and you got to take it a lot more easier and just learn to relax a bit more and take life a little bit slower, I guess. To the third temple. So we're coming out to see. Then I'm guessing there's another temple on the other side of the river there. So we've just hit the third temple.
คนทำบุญกับคนมีน้ำใจไม่กระดิกขี้เหนียวไม่เป็นตัวนั่นแหละอยู่ที่ไหนใครก็อยากเข้าหาสมาคมด้วยเมื่อกี้ก็มีชาวไทยชาวต่างชาติได้เขียนชื่อร่วมกันไว้ที่แผ่นกระเบื้องแล้วเราจะเป็นอีกหนึ่งคู่ก็ขอได้เชิญในลูกนะจะได้ให้ชาวต่างชาติได้รับรู้ลึกซึ้งถึงหลักของคำสอนขององค์สมเด็จพระบาทสมเด็จเจ้ากันอยู่ที่ตัวท่านเองนะเป็นเจ้าหรือว่าเป็นผู้นำเขาแล้วกันนะตั้งจิตตั้งใจ
And look at the colourful lights at the top, the designs. Again, they're always selling something.
เล็กจะตัวเป็นมือนะรู้ดีบ้างเบิร์ดดู
Hello, doggy. So I think it's all about that temple that we just walked into. And all this, somewhere for the kids to play. There you go, somewhere for you to play. That's another temple in there. And I'll get around the front and just have a quick look. Yeah, this one does look like it's a bit old. But you can try whatever you want. The doggy's hiding. So what the inside of this looks like. As you can see, it's very beautiful. It's got a picture of one of their monks who obviously is a significant figure in this church, this temple. But yeah, very beautiful and old artwork inside. Yeah, it's very nice inside. I love the doors.
Yeah.
The really old wooden door design. Yeah. What are the big pieces of logs for? God, it's pretty humid today. I'm sweating like anything as I'm walking around here. But at least when you're out in the water a little bit, you get that cool breeze. But even so, I think cold drink is needed. Oh, there's another religious figure in front of the wood. There, you can get a Coke or something, take this on the boat. But yeah, I think that's it for this stop. tell. Temple number 4 that we're coming into on the cruise. Big chickens. Not sure of the religious significance.
เชิญนะครับโยมเดินตรงเข้าไปในลานบุญด้านในเลยครับดอกไม้ทูบเทียนทองอยู่ด้านในนะครับเชิญนะครับดอกไม้ทูบเทียนทองอยู่ด้านในครับดอกไม้ทูบเทียนนะครับทองอยู่ด้านในครับโยมตามกำลังศรัทธาครับโยมทำบุญเท่าไหร่ก็ได้ครับด้านในนะครับโยมเดินตรงเข้าไปเลยครับเป็นดอกไม้สดอยู่ด้านในครับโยมเดินตรงเข้าไปเลยครับโยมเดินตรงไปด้านในเลยนะครับประจิตทองขอพรหลวงปู่วัดบางตรงอายุ292 ปีครับบนพระโบสถครับเชิญนะครับผมพ่อมันดับเจ้าพระพุทธทรนะครับเชิญด้านในนะครับโยมวัดดอนพรหมกิริสนักโยมนะครับโยมที่ทำบุญโลกสระยะโยมเขียนชื่อที่กระดาษนะครับชื่อนามสกุลครับบุญที่ให้ใครโยมเขียนนะครับที่กระดาษนะครับก็โยมเขียนเสร็จแล้วก็โยมกันในโลกสดพร้อมกันปัจจัยเท่าไหร่ก็ได้ครับแล้วตอนนี้เรานะครับเราทำบุญเท่าไหร่ก็ได้ครับทุกบาททุกประการที่โยมร่วมทำบุญและทำบุญก็จะต้องหมดทั้งสี่ส่วนร่วมกันหมดก็ได้บุญด้วยนะครับเชิญด้านในเลยครับโยมเชิญด้านในเลยครับโยมติดต่อต่อพ่อหลวงปู่ด้านในพระบรมศพนะครับโยมเลยครับด้านบนพระบรมศพแค่โยมเลยครับหลวงปู่วัดบางตรงนี้252 ปีครับโยมขอโชคขอหน้าได้การงานค้าขายโยมขอหลวงปู่ได้เลยครับหลวงพ่อบ้านแหวนด้วยพระหลวงพ่อสอนสอบด้วยนะครับหลวงพ่อสอนสอบเลยครับเชิญด้านบนพระบรมศพนะครับโยมเชิญเลยครับ
Not sure of the religious significance of the two big logs, but if anyone knows what they stand for, please leave comments below and tell me what these logs are about, because I have no idea. I've seen them at a couple of the temples, these large logs, and lots of plants. Always good for a bit of colour. Again, we have facilities, toilets, and we're signing in for something, but I'm not sure why.
โยมอยากตู้ตามศรัทธานะครับไม่ติดทูบเทียนทองดูอะไรด้วยนะครับโยมไม่ติดทองขอพรหลวงปู่จะไม่ได้นะครับจะไม่สับสนก็ไม่ถึงทุกวันนะครับเชิญเลยครับเดี๋ยวข้าวเดี๋ยวเดียว
So what's the significance of these logs?
It's because we have something belief about growth, but in the wood, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, has something.
The grooves in the wood
Yes.
have some sort of religious significance.
Something about woman.
Yeah.
But not close, but but not Cupid, you know?
Yeah. That temperature thing doesn't work either.
Yeah.
I went to the temperature thing and it said I was 97 degrees.
มีของดีให้แต่ที่หลวงปู่ให้ผมทั้งหมดเลยโยม
One of the temples. Again, you have to take your shoes off before you walk into these places. I think I'll leave here quietly because there's some monk there giving a talk. Again, it's quite beautiful inside, the settings, and with all these temples, just remember to take your shoes off. Okay, so here's the last stop on the tour before we head back. I don't know whether it's a temple or something else, but look, you got these little guys all here. Right, yes, let's have a look. Don't know what the significance of them are or why this is done up like a mini fort. Oh, it's an old retired jet sitting up there. Oh, maybe we've just walked into a museum. Again, toilets just as you get off the boat. So this one's got a restaurant. Places to eat. Somehow I don't think this is a temple. It is? Okay. Looks like a tourist shop. Really decorated this place. There's another plane up the top. One of their old American planes from the Vietnam War or something. Ah, horsies. Ah, hello horsey. What have we got here? Goats. And big horses. Huh? Hello horsey. Sheep. What's the significance of all these animals? To this last stop. Goats, horses. This place is, oh, camels. They even got camels here. I did not expect that there'd be camels. And now, if you like to go for a nice swim, look at what's nice and clean here. Gee, the piggies. Nice and muddy. Lots of the things, they're everywhere. What else have we got? Ducks. Bulls. Crocodile. Hello.
เขาบอกว่าคอกระดาษจำไว้ที่โดนคอกระดาษเพราะว่าอะไร
So cool. Actually, Anne's probably wondering where I've just walked off to. I got distracted by deer, by goats. What sort of temple am I in? Are they breeding their own food here? Maybe this is what they're serving in the restaurant, because you got your restaurants there. There's your big camel. All right, let's go find Anne. She's probably looking for me now. So again, where the heck did he just go on me? Hello. More planes. What sort of temple is this? Planes, animals, every animal you can think of, like a mini zoo. And Anne's still telling me it's a temple. Lots of horses. Hello, horsies. Huh. Old jeeps. German Shepherd dogs. Over there they're breeding. Are you sure this is a temple, Anne? You got every animal you can think of. Plus you got dinosaurs. In a way, why didn't they skip all the other temples and just come straight to this one? It's actually quite interesting. But then again, all the temples are beautiful. You gotta say that. But oh my god, this is interesting. Ew. That's close. You know, I saw crocodiles, goats, camels, horses, pigs, ducks, geese. I saw everything in there. Is this a zoo or is it a temple? It's really big. Ah, we should go this way, do you think? But he looks too serious. The crocodile's sitting over there with his mouth open going, ah. Oh, you can enter in here. Past the horses. What's the significance of all the wrestling people over there?
Long years ago, about 2,200 years ago, you know, have war with Myanmar.
Yeah. Oh, that's what the old planes are.
Yes.
And that's, I think they're from the Vietnam War, those planes.
No, Myanmar.
Ah. By the 1970s or 60s.
About 200 years old, or maybe more.
Oh wow, look at this. Temples in the tree.
Oh, the temple.
Yeah. That's amazing, look at that. It's the whole temple. The tree wraps around it. And in there you can see, what can we see here? Oh, you can go in and have a look. I saw it from the outside. Yeah. Out of the 5 temples that we actually visited on this tour, I did find this one very interesting because it had a lot of old war memorabilia. It also had a lot of, like, a mini farm of animals all around that people were feeding and playing with. And then we walked across the road and it had temples. It had an old temple with a tree wrapped around it, and also some other sorts of different symbols representing various wars and symbology, symbols, I mean, and it just looked like an interesting piece of history here. This particular temple complex. It was more than a temple complex because of all the animals, and there was a dinosaur sort of park thing for the kids to play with. There was also a restaurant you could sit down and eat in. There was a few things on this last stop on the tour. And I sort of enjoyed just walking around here and exploring, and yeah, as a way to finish off the tour temples. In total, there was 5 temples on this tour, as you have seen in these videos. And yeah, it was worth a boat trip just to get out and relax on the water and see these things. Look at these, they look so cool. But it is, I think, representing a war that happened between Myanmar and Thailand. But I'm not sure. It's just from what Anne was telling me. I think that's what all this represents. But anyway, we're going to go back because Anne wants to look at the animals that I saw. As you can see here, there's a few different objects or old war machines like planes and jeeps just lying around here. And they're interesting to see. We didn't really have a real detailed look on this because you don't have a lot of time. You got to get back on your boat. But it was a good little walk around and seeing this little stop. And yeah, I do recommend the boat tour. It's not that expensive. And I'll put the sort of price of the tour in the description below. But then we started coming back, and after that boat tour, and the boat tour went a little bit further because it started to take us through the markets again, but way past the markets to some of the other styles of housing along the river. And so I hope you enjoyed that sort of section that we did just past the markets and how some of that day-to-day sort of life is as well. So as you can see, we started to show a little bit of the sort of way people are living along the river. Some of these are probably shops that were closed down, and some of them are actually homes where people are living. And we suspected some of the houses along here, like the ones that were better looked after, was some of the homestay places. But there was also a big sort of fancy hotel cafe that we passed along the way too, which is amongst these photos. And I'm sure if you wanted to stay along the river here, there's probably some homestay stuff here, but I can't confirm that. You may want to look into that. And but it looked like there was some sort of accommodation along the river, looking at some of the buildings and the way they were actually set up as we went up and down. And there was the odd restaurants along outside of the main market area.
The temple which
วัดทางด้านซ้ายมือนะครับผมนี่ก็จะเป็นวัดจุฬามณีนะครับวันนี้ก็จะพามองบนให้ดูวันนี้ก็เดี๋ยวรอบกลับครับก็ที่ว่ากลับไหว้ท้าวเวสสุวรรณกันนะแต่ว่าตอนนี้เขาได้ปิดมาได้ประมาณเกือบครึ่งเดือนแล้วครับ2 อาทิตย์กว่าแล้วครับว่าด้วยในช่วงโควิดครับปรากฏว่าเหมือนกับว่ามีพวกแม่ค้าเจออะไรเงี้ยเขาเลยให้ปิดก่อนแต่ว่ามีกำหนดเปิดแล้วครับวันที่4 มีนานะครับเปิดแล้วครับปกติคนแน่นเลยนะเรือนี่แน่นตรงนี้หมดเลยนะมีก็จะเป็นรายบุคคลคนละ50 บาทก็คือมาพาให้มาขึ้นวัดนี้ให้เวลาก็ชั่วโมงนึงครับไม่ขึ้นมากราบไหว้เพราะปกติแล้วรถมันจะแน่นหมดเลยเนี่ยตรงเนี้ยหลังนี้ก็เป็นกุฏิอาจารย์ของเก่าครับไม่ได้มองน้ำภาพไปแล้วครับ20 กว่าปีครับสังขารท่านไม่เน่าไม่เปื่อยแต่ชื่อว่าหลวงปู่เรื่องครับจะอยู่กุฏิหลังนี้ครับนี่เป็นอาจารย์ของเก่าครับก่อนที่จะเป็นอาจารย์จริงได้ตรงนี้เลยนะจ๊ะบ้านติดไส้ปลาไส้ไก่อร่อย
So we finished the boat tour. We're just walking down the last bit of the markets quickly to find ourselves a car or taxi or something to get us back to the train station in time. for our 3:30 takeoff. So let's see if we can find a taxi. Okay, yeah, the boat tour was pretty good. Got to see a bit, and yeah, the temples are interesting to see. You got to see a bit of the river, which was quite relaxing, having a bit of a cruise out on the river, and it wasn't too expensive, the tour. So the tour was how much? 50 baht each, to go on about an hour and a half tour each along the river, and you can't complain. And we'd had lunch on the floating markets, and yes, now we're just watching out for cars, because as you do, you dodge cars and motorbikes on the same road you walk on, same places you walk on most of the time. Where are we off to? Straight ahead. Oh, there's a taxi. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and it was a good day. And if you like the videos I'm going to put up soon and the photos, hit like and hit subscribe, and hope to put up more content soon. Okay, bye. Ferry across, and these are these markets we came across this morning that were really busy with cars and people. Now it's pretty quiet. I think Anne's going to try and find some dried fish, but yeah, seafood smells here. Actually, it's not too bad. Yeah, so we might walk up and down here a little bit and have a little bit of a look before we catch our last train back. Maybe we'll get a bite to eat. See all the dried fish options here. Like heaps of them. Right. Ah, she's going to look at her dried fish. What are you looking at? That's not dry fish, that's stuff you cook.
No, I just look from my mum.
Ah, for your mum.
This
This is dried. I don't know what these are. She wants to shop in the dried fish section. These. Okay, but yeah, overall it's been a good trip. We went out and saw the railway markets, and which was interesting, and then we jumped on a one of those BART bus type things and caught a BART bus to the floating markets. And we went on a little bit of a cruise, and yeah, it's been a good day. A long train ride though. Apparently it's quicker if you drive out this way. And oh, Anne's looking at the dried fish in there. But yeah, so it is quicker if you drive out here, but she wanted the experience of catching the train, and I sort of enjoyed it. But they're not as luxurious as Western trains. You've kind of like got all your windows open and just fans, but still, it's an experience, and you get to see a lot while you're actually catching the train there. So we've got one more train which will take us about an hour and a half, I think, to get back to Bangkok. And I don't know why it's so hot in the afternoon here, but yeah, it is Thailand. But yeah, it was a great day out overall. And yeah, I did like the floating markets. I did like the little tour. I didn't know the tour was going to go to a whole bunch of temples, but see, temples are still interesting because it's all about Thai culture. And that was worth exploring. And the last one was a bit more historical with all the animals there, but it had a bit of history behind it too, which was really nice. But overall, I enjoyed the experience today. And I hope you enjoy the videos and the photos that I put up at the end of the video. Not sure what she's buying. What are you looking at? Dried stuff. Still. But anyway, I'm signing off for the day, and hope you all have a beautiful day.